Marriott, how can I help you? Nat, it finally happened. Liz, oh my gosh, it's been forever since our last gossip sesh. What's up? We finally blacklisted the most annoying guest on the planet. What did he do? What hasn't he done? Whenever he calls to make a reservation, he just barks the date he wants, the price he wants, and the room he wants, and expects you just to recognize his number and his voice. And even if the room isn't available, he expects you just to move mountains to make it available for him. That's just... Oh, and then every time he comes to check in, it's a huge problem with this guy because when we ask to see his ID, he makes a big fuss saying, well, you should know who I am by now. And even though I tell him, yes, we know who you are, it's part of our hotel policy to check your ID, he still fights us on it. Oh, and then he also always parks in our check-in carport, and I have told him a dozen times that he is not supposed to park there and that we have parking elsewhere. And this most recent time, he looked me in the face and said, well, there's nowhere else to park. You guys literally have a 5-story parking garage. Correct. And then he told me I should get my butt into his truck and show him where to go park, and flipped when I said, absolutely not. Ugh, you wanted you to get in his truck with him? What a creep. I know, but instead of towing him, management just caved and moved his truck for him. I seriously can't believe your management puts up with this guy. Well, today it was finally the last straw. He came to check in and it was the usual argument over his ID. Management came over and just said it was fine for him not to show it, which, But then he still left his car parked under the carport. I let it slide for about an hour and then I called his room and told him he needed to move it. And once again, it was the usual argument and he finally did come down, but not to move his car. No. To go for a swim. And management still didn't tow him? No, I mean, I asked permission to call the tow company, but management still said no. You gotta be kidding me. Okay, but here's where it starts going down. He finishes swimming, goes straight back to his room, and then calls and tries to make a room service order. It's currently 8:50. Restaurant closes at 9. Last call was at 8:30, all right? He is well past the time that he could put in a room service order. But obviously, instead of just accepting this, he starts screaming. Ugh, of course. I hang up on him after about 5 minutes, and then he comes down to the lobby, screams at us some more, and then runs out to his car and speeds out of our parking lot. But the best part, he ran right over one of the curbs that surrounds one of our trees and right over a sharp rock, puncturing his tire. What? No way. Yup, and I saw it all right through the lobby window. His tire went completely flat. That's great. That's just what he deserves. For sure. But get this. He, of course, turns right around, storms back in the lobby, and blames us, saying that we had intentionally vandalized his car. And that's when management finally had enough, right? No way. Management pulled right up next to him, changed out his tire with the spare, and comped him a night. That is just absolute bullshit. But he kept demanding more compensation, said it was going to cost $600 to replace the tire, and that they should comp him 4 more nights, and yada, yada, yada. And that is finally when management said enough is enough. About time! Of course, he only got angrier when he was told that he wasn't getting any more compensation, and in fact, wasn't going to be welcome back to our hotel ever again, and it escalated to the point where the police had to be called and he tried to physically fight them. He tried to fight the police? Yup, so the police detained him, drove him away, and I hope I never have to lay eyes on him ever again. Man, I just wish your management had grown a backbone sooner and avoided this whole mess. Oh, you and me both, girl. Hey, Sarah, I just